James, how'd you feel about the flow, second half of back-to-back? How'd you feel about the flow of the game overall?
A lot of ups and downs. Second half, we just had a meltdown, and they capitalized. They made shots. We got fortunate that they missed a lot of open shots in that first half. Second half, they made a lot of them. So, good thing is we come away with the win, and we just got to continue to keep improving. No excuses.
I know every game is unique, but when those meltdowns happen, what's important as a group that you guys keep in mind so that you can right the ship within the game?
You got to figure out what was working, what's been going good for us, and continue to do that to the best of our ability. Just careless turnovers and miscommunications what led to open shots for them and attacks to the rim. So, like I said, it wasn't a good showing for 4 quarters, but we come away with the win, and we just got to keep pushing forward.
Talk about the offense getting stagnant. I mean, this first half, it was like, I think it was 17 assists on your first 20 makes, something like that. Just what was working for you guys flow-wise early with that?
Our pace, touching the paint, knocking down shots, a little bit of everything. Things that we preach and we try to continue to do for 4 quarters.
James, I feel like last season there was more rest set aside for you or for Kevin, and this year you guys are playing in back-to-backs and played every game straight, and tonight you guys played, 37, 36 minutes. Was that a conscious change that you guys made or the performance staff made in ensuring that you guys
I don't think it was a change. I just think, if I don't play or Kevin don't play, it's like we're already down numbers. You know what I mean? So we just got to, like I continue to keep saying, we just got to keep fighting, man. Just find ways to come away with wins, find ways to keep improving on both ends of the ball. And, it's a long season. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs, but I feel like we're in a little bit in a funk right now in the sense of just everything. But we win, we keep going. Get ready for Friday.
Do you, I guess, worry that, you say it's a long season, that the minutes are going to add up and at the end of the season?
I mean, we'll deal with that later. But right now, we just hooping.
James, you talked about kind of grinding through when it's a back-to-back. It's been 8 games in 13 nights. I mean, is the bigger challenge mental or physical?
Well, I knew we were playing a lot, but I guess that's what they gave us. We just gotta. Obviously Joe, going down with the ankle sprain, and Sap, with his family, has been difficult just because, we're limited on bodies. But that's why when we do get really good starts and go on really good runs, it's more important for us to finish games off the right way so we can get our proper rest when needed. Tonight was an example of that, and we didn't capitalize on it. So another learning experience for us.
I thought we really did a good job attacking early, moving the ball, a lot of assists. I think 17 assists, 3 turnovers in the first half. So much improved.
I got 2 I think season high in minutes for LaMarcus, and obviously 24 points. Just given how short you guys are, could you see that being more of the regular going forward with him, given he kind of showed he can handle it tonight?
I think every game is a different game. So tonight he had it going, and we had to keep separation. So we played a longer stint, but it could be different next game. I think we just stay flexible.
And then an apology. Pre-game, I told you Kevin had passed you for 3-pointers made. He was still tied with you. He passed you during the game for the NBA record. I cost you 3 hours of bragging rights, Steve. I'm deeply sorry. But just now that he's officially passed you on the all-time list, just the comment on that.
Yeah, well, he's one of the best who's ever played our game, so it's no surprise. It was coming, I'm sure.
Coach,
what number is he?
26. He passed you, I think, now 26.
He's got a few more guys to pass.
Coach, congratulations on the win. 32-19 in the third quarter for them, I believe. Just from your vantage point, what happened and how did they kind of get back in it?
Just came out sloppy in the third. I don't think we had the focus or intensity. Just let our foot off the gas.
Steve, when it's a back-to-back and it's 8 games in 13 nights, the challenge, is it more mental or physical?
It's both, definitely mental is equal to the physical. I think we had a long road trip, come home to a back-to-back. It's not easy, but that's the nature of the league. Everyone's going to go through stretches like that. So at least we got the win tonight. At least we had some moments that I thought we moved the ball really well and defended, and we'll move on and hopefully get some rest and come back Friday with a great attitude.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Kevin Durant, 23 points. He had 2 3-pointers tonight, and he passed his head coach, 26th all-time, pushing his head coach down to 27.
Just once again remind you of how great of a player Steve Nash was in his own right. 2-time MVP in the league. But he did like the fact 38 assists at 29 assists on 38 field goals and only 11 turnovers. And how about James Harden in the fourth quarter? 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. As Cleveland was trying to make it close, he was huge down the stretch.
Yeah, and he's been doing that a lot lately. Harden with a big fourth quarter, helping the Nets to their 10-point win, 109-99 over the Cleveland Cavaliers to get off the deck after last night's loss to the Warriors. Let's get all the final thoughts now from Ian Eagle and Sarah Kustok.
Thank you, Chris. After the loss to the Golden State Warriors, Steve Nash said the Nets are not in that elite class right now in the NBA. Very honest words from the head coach of the Nets. And the reality is we have not seen the Nets at their best just yet. But what you see during games are glimpses of it. And in this game in particular, the ball movement, the assists in the first half, but then a letdown in the third quarter allowed the Cavaliers to stay in the game and remain competitive. Nets got enough when they needed it. In the fourth, LaMarcus Aldridge in particular, I'm not sure where the Nets would be without him right now this season.
Yeah, he provides such a great level of consistency on the offensive side, and that's obviously an area where the Nets are searching to improve. Some of it has to do with, you look at the fact that the second half of a back-to-back, you're missing Joe Harris, who is such a floor spacer, the gravity he has, Patty Mills in the starting lineup. There's a trickle-down effect with the entire rotation, but overall, Aldridge just being that understanding of what his role is, what's needed when, and how to move within the wake of his teammates. And he finds shots by his activity on the offensive glass. He, of course, has been so efficient in his accuracy from the floor, thanks to a lot of great passes and playmaking by his teammates. But overall, I think you just see that bounce. You see the comfort level because the guys always know where he's going to be, how to find him, and also doing a very nice job on the defensive side of things as well.
Cleveland shorthanded, missing 4 starters in this game, but the Nets' defensive intensity and improvement from last year to this year, it's been rather obvious. There are a lot of new faces, but they've definitely bought in to what the coaches are trying to get across to them, what it's going to require on that end of the floor.
And I think we're going to continue to see an improvement on that side of things. One, just understanding where to be and how to act and react off of one another. So the quickness of the rotations, the communication, and you have more defensive-minded players on this roster and within the rotation, but I think you're seeing it from everyone. I also think the impressive part with this Brooklyn team, and obviously an undermanned Cleveland team, however, closing time comes, and a lot of it comes, yes, from the shot making, but getting stops. And there is timely stops when needed. We see it from all players, and overall for a Nets team that's still working to figure some things out. The fact you're 11-5 at this point of the season and still learning within the course of getting victories, it's a positive sign overall.
And a parade of Eastern Conference opponents. That continues for the Brooklyn Nets. The Orlando Magic, a team that the Nets just saw recently. Now they will be in Brooklyn Friday night. In
all of these teams, whether it's Orlando, you look at Cleveland, that should likely be healthier and more full when they go to visit them in Cleveland. They're going to circle this game against the Nets, regardless of who's playing. They bring a level of energy, activity. We saw that with the Magic, despite the fact